All right, here we go, baby. We are live. We are live. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Samboner Show. Here, as always, Mr. Colin Thompson. I'm Samboner Mick. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This show could not be possible if it wasn't for our good friends over at Berardi Brothers in Southampton, Sea Isle. Lilo's Pizza in Hainesport, New Jersey. And last but not least, Cafe Carmela out of the Northeast Philadelphia, opening up a new location in Huntington Valley, coming very soon to a theater near you. So big thanks to our friends of the show and sponsors. And then obviously we have the Original Fudge Kitchen. Tell us a little bit about the Original Fudge Kitchen, Colin.
They ship it. That's the coolest part to me. All Jersey Shore folks know we can just walk down the street and pick it up all the way from Ocean City to Cape May, 6 locations. But if you're not there and you want to taste that Jersey Shore and that saltwater taffy and that fudge, some of those people got it for Easter. The Easter Bunny stopped by, dropped off some fudge, Mick. FudgeKitchens.com, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. Mickey?
Exactly what we need in life. A little fudge, a little cheesesteak. Oh, God, life is good. We got a big show on our hands here, Colin. Big show on our hands. I love this. So for anyone just tuning in, Call to the Bullpen. We're naming it Call to the Bullpen. Last Call to the Bullpen session, we had Lieutenant Grant Samboner, Grant Callahan. We had Carla doing a hot Sambone right on the scene in Fishtown. Who else we had? We had Rev Ray. We had Yo Neary. We had DJ Andy. And we had Fidel Gastro. So if anybody didn't tune in to the first Call to the Bullpen session, go back, give it a listen.
So fun.
We're so much fun. And we're right back at it. We got Maniac Malloy coming on in about 5-10 minutes, and we have Dave Wez, a.k.a. Feeding Time TV. Couples just, Samboners that have been part of this cult following from the very, very beginning. Couldn't be more excited to have both of these guys on. But in the meantime, we got some shit on our hands here, man. We got some big fucked up news with the Samboners and the Samboner hood. The Samboner page, my baby, we've been building this thing from the fucking ground up for the last 2 years, was ripped out of our goddamn hearts, Colin. We were hacked. The Samboner page was hacked. I don't know if it was two 10-year-old twin brothers out of fucking Nigeria, maybe a couple guys in India. I don't know. I'm not here to call out anybody's nationality, but who in their fucking right mind would have the nerve to take away the Samboners? But I got news for you, Colin. Consider this a PSA. Nobody's going to take the Samboners away from the Samboners. The Samboner train continues to chug on. The Samboner show, we're here for you. We ain't going anywhere. If we get the page back, great. If we don't, we restart and we build it right back up, because there is no stronger nation than Samboner Nation. So let's fucking go, baby. Let's go.
Mick, it is it's been a pleasure working together. There's nothing like the Samboner page. People come from all over, the scream and yell and yo Samboner and love what you do. And, I got people come up to me when I'm at this NFL media event last week. Dude, I love, your podcast, love your media company, been following your playing career, love the Samboner stuff. So it's all intertwined and it's so much fun. And there's nothing like it for those that are just joining. And also for those that have been a part of it, the cult. We have to stick together here, folks, and pull this thing through. Support the Samboners. Keep pumping it. Stay tuned, because the Samboner show, Samboner Nation page, will be the page moving forward. So get on there, follow it, and then when we get the Samboner show back, or Samboner page back, it will go back to that. That's a little update from
Nick. And maybe the fucking guy that took the page will make a debut, Colin, right? Like, come on.
How funny would that be? Is where the guy gets hacked, feels horrendous, ends up becoming friends. He's like sponsoring the show.
Look really at me, I'm the Samboner now.
It's Jimmy from Delco. Just wanted to see how long we could squirm for. And he's like, nah, just kidding. I'll give it back to you. Thank you, Jim.
But dude, can I talk about that for a real quick second? Like,
you can, Max.
What kind of world do we live in, dude? Like, this guy wanted $150. I actually had enough people come up to me and say, I'm not going to throw out names, but we had one individual say, just let me pay the $150, please. Let me pay the $150 and see what happens. I go, dude, it's the biggest waste of money ever. It's the biggest trap. There's a reason he's asking for $150. If he wanted more, maybe we would give him more, but $150 is just a kind of a trap. So we gave him the $150. Sure enough, Yeah, what do you think? I'm going to give you this page for 150. I need 50 more. I got a partner here. I'm like, who's your partner? Your 10-year-old fucking twin brother? Give me a break already. So right now he's holding us ransom for another $50. I said, no way. No way. We're going to take a different route. I'm not going to get into that. But like, are there that many mean people out there in the world that like just want to like rip people's hearts out? Like I heard another horror story yesterday. This girl was running a boutique out of Instagram, 400,000 followers, making, upwards into six figures, selling dresses and jewelry. And boom, she got hacked and that page was gone. Her career took a huge step back, and she had like that kind of stuff out there. Like there's terrors out there, dude. I call them terrors that want to just
Twitter got hacked.
Your Twitter got hacked. Oh, my God.
I started that when I was a sophomore, junior in high school, and I was excited when I remember hitting 100 followers, and they were all like Gator fans when I committed to Florida. And then I just remember the road with it, right? I would transfer to Temple, and every time I tweet, I lose like 1,000 followers because they're all Gator people thinking that I left on purpose when I didn't. And then all of a sudden I go on Twitter on Saturday and I can't log in. And within literally 30 seconds, I got 5 emails. Is this your account? Somebody logged in. Your emails changed. Passwords changed. Is this you? Is this you? Is this you? Gone. So
Jesus Christmas.
That's my baby too. So I understand your pain. But we do
the
have
two-step factor, man. It's a real thing. Make sure anybody out there listening, go into all your social accounts, all your email accounts, set that two-factor authentication up. That'll protect you. It really will.
Mick, are we ready for Maniac? Because he's sitting in the bullpen.
Oh, man. I'm not so sure about that. It's too early for this. Oh, God.
Look at this guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Chalfont, Pennsylvania, Mr. Maniac Malloy. Yeah. Woo!
Gentlemen. It's been a long time
coming, buddy. Long time coming. So happy you joined the show today, dude.
Thank you, Mick. Thank you, Colin. How we doing? How we feeling? How's
a Central Bucks guy? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
St. Joe Prep Central Bucks.
Yeah. I got a little beef with you, Colin.
So before we get to that beef, are you like taking the hour journey down to Prep every day?
Yeah. I still go down. I'm a senior in high school. So. Yeah. No, I used to do it was an hour 45 bus ride. So I jump up with my dad. He was a 542 operating engineer. He'd be up at the crack of dawn. He'd grab me and another kid actually in the neighborhood. Shout out Kurt Seifert, the GOAT. And we'd ride out to the Friendlies on 309, and we'd take an hour and 45-minute bus ride. We'd get on a bus at 6:20. And we'd arrive at 17th and Girard.
Dude, you're better off taking the train to Temple and walking.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice neighborhood to walk.
Hey, I did it. I'm okay. What's your beef, though? Can't wait to hear this one.
I've heard you shouting out FTP, man, on this here very podcast.
You're listening.
I'm listening. Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
I'll say this. The football team pulls from 7 states. That's more states than Penn State pulls from. Are you kidding me? That's not even real. Now, I'm happy for you guys because you guys carry the baton for Philly now. It's great. Awesome. You guys I think we have more players in the NFL now still at Wood, which is awesome. Love that. But still, huge fan of the Prep, Skylar Morningway, Al Howie, all my boys down there. Now, when did you go to Prep?
2008 was my graduating year. Back-to-back Catholic League champs, baseball.
You missed my
guy. A baseball player.
Baseball guy, yeah.
Colin, this kid right here is, I got to tell you, he's one hell of an athlete. You're a jack of all trades. You're an unbelievable Samboner. We'll get into that in a minute. But I had the opportunity to play golf with Maniac Malloy, and I didn't know what to think, right? We were just out there hacking it, take a look, take a swing. I got to share this story, though, because I haven't seen anything like it in the my lifetime playing golf. We step up to the 5th hole. This fucking guy breaks out his driver. He says, you know what? I'm going to drive this green right now. I'm like, no, you're not, dude. It's 290 yards away. Nobody's driving this green. He steps up, takes one whack, knocks it to 15 feet with his driver. I mean, you know anybody out there driving par 4s and providing the social media content that Mr. Maniac Malloy does? Like,
so you're saying the double dip. You got to be able to do the social media and play golf. There's plenty of people that can just do that, but doing both is hard.
Very. Very.
And having
From
a stash like that.
From the white tees.
Where are you playing up in Upper Boston? Are you like a Commonwealth guy? Are you look away?
You know what? I used to work there, actually, Commonwealth. That's probably where I played the most rounds of golf in my
carrying
life.
Carrying the bag?
You know what? I was cutting the grass, cutting the tee boxes, cutting the greens every morning. That was my.
Do you have any good stories from that though? There had to be some hysterical stories dealing with like some asshole or dealing with like just.
Well, we had a greenskeeper by the name of Larry Schlipper. And this dude, he would ride around in his golf cart inspecting every little inch of that course. And he would be pounding Bush beer like all day long. Like this dude was a straight alkie. And he had a raging anger management issue. And
alcohol issue.
I used to do, a pretty shitty job cutting the greens and the tee boxes, and you'd like cut it too short or, you'd skin the green and, members would complain. So eventually I got pulled off of any grass cutting duties at one point, and I was the water guy. So I would water the flowers all across Commonwealth. I water the hot spots. And at one point it was in July and it was crazy drought and it was so hot. So they would ask us to leave work at like 3:00 in the afternoon, come back at 6 to water all the hot spots so that, try to maintain the damage. So, I leave, I come back, worked like pretty much all day, come back. I'm kind of, doing a lazy man, and you would have to, put the hose in and turn it. Right. To get
Carl
to
from Caddyshack.
Exactly. To get to your water source. Right. But these pipes were made of like PVC piping. So, they were pretty brittle after a number of years. So you had to be kind of delicate with it. I'm kind of like a bull in a china shop. So I put it in one day after, working all day, sweating my ass off. And instead of turning it, I just kind of gave it a kick. And I hear this sound. 60-foot geyser right out in front of the clubhouse, like on the 9th hole, like couldn't have been in a worse spot. And I'm like, holy shit. And this is like a 60-foot geyser. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to fix this. Like, so I get the radio, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. We got an issue on 9. Here comes Larry, and he's got a load on coming down the 9th hole. He was on the back 9 and he's coming down 9. And I see him. He's like, you stupid motherfucker. What the fuck is fucking wrong with you? You dumb mother. He's cursing me out like you wouldn't believe. And I'm just looking at him and I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I just jumped in my cart, rode back to the clubhouse, parked it. I was like, there's no way.
Oh,
and that was my last day at Commonwealth. I quit on him right then and there.
Was Dan Kelly the caddy master at the time?
I think he might have been, but I really kind of stayed away from up there.
Legendary, man. Dan Kelly's a legend.
He is a legend.
I actually crashed a cart there last summer.
You're welcome back.
At an outing. Yeah. Patrick, he's the pro there.
Dude, it's so funny it's so funny you brought up Commonwealth. That happened to be my first job out of college. I toted bags there as an 8th grader, but my dad used to take us. Do you guys remember the Tylenol Kids Classic?
Sure.
Absolutely. Like the Pro-Am where, Charles Barkley, Seth Joyner, Michael Jordan was there the one year. I was actually just telling my daughter, Michael Jordan almost ran me over with a golf cart, and he saved me by grabbing my arm. That's like my claim to fame Michael Jordan story. No autograph. He wouldn't sign for me, but he did grab a hold of my arm when I was 12 years old.
What?
Yeah, dude, it was nuts.
That's why the Samboner page blew up. You got touched by Jordan.
Yeah.
My uncle actually. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Oddly enough, my father-in-law, my wife, I met at the University of Florida. They're from Houston, like a million degrees of separation. He played pro golf in that Pro-Am. Weird. Oh, here we go.
Jack.
So Jack wants to talk about being from Montgomery County and living right next to Commonwealth. Here we go.
I was just gonna say, I've probably lived directly next door to Commonwealth, and I've never stepped foot in that place. I didn't know people actually went there.
there.
I just wanted to say, like, I didn't know people actually. I've never seen a single person go into that place.
What? It's like one of the
It's
most
like-
popular courses in the whole.
Well, because that's how
It's
exclusive it is. Like, isn't it like you have to be an invite of an invite? That's like there's
It's not
nobody
that
there.
exclusive.
No,
I've never.
not anymore.
Look aways like that, and some of the other ones, but no. It's
but
more like
that
a
was-
Doylestown Country Club, Commonwealth. This is great, off the rails. I absolutely love it.
This
Now,
is just my
Maniac,
quick portion.
thanks for coming in, Jack. Appreciate you. I love you, buddy. Maniac, keeping the Samboner Trail. Now, I used to crush. I was a junior member there. Of course, my senior year I joined, and then I broke my foot like 2 weeks later, so I never played. It was like whatever. So I would go hang out with my buddies and like putt, but I would mix honey mustard and barbecue sauce at the halfway house on a chicken sandwich with bacon, and it was the most. I mean, on some member told me to do it. So I'm, okay. Unreal. Now, were you hitting halfway house? I have a great halfway house.
So we weren't allowed to step anywhere near there, being the grounds crew. We were like second-class citizens.
This is so catty, Stack. This is so good.
But I will tell you this, we being part of the grounds crew, you would get the leftover food on Tuesdays from the outings on Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
So we had nice lunch every Tuesday from whatever leftovers, came about.
You ain't getting no Coke.
No, you ain't getting no Coke. No.
Oh my God, Glizzy season's right around the corner. Maniac, talk to us about last week, man. Do you live for Masters Week? I seen you running around Citizens Bank Park with the Masters caddy suit, dude. What inspires you to just wear that every day?
You know what? It was Hamboys Golf. Hamboys Golf. Follow them on Instagram. They're kind of a little dormant at the moment, but Hamboys Golf was an account created by two of my good friends from St. Joe's Prep, Michael Wallace and Mike Oberlees. Mike Wallace is a producer now for Barstool Sports, and Mike Oberlees, he's the head of videography for none other than P. Diddy right now. But prior to working for them, he also does freelance work, videography work for Barstool. And prior to them kind of like, moving on to bigger and better, we, fell in line with everybody else, and they fell in line with everybody else in the world trying to make these golf accounts. And they were, being creative with it. I had just kind of really embarked on my, full-time, social media lifestyle that I was kind of taking on. And a friend of mine, he had this incredible story where he went to the Masters. He made these caddy outfits, replica caddy outfits, and he stalked out the children of the players before the par 3 contest. And he went down there. He right outside the gate. He figured out like what sizes they were, the names of all the golfers, all this stuff. And he waited right outside the gates, and he, knew what the wives looked like and everything. And he approached the wives and he handed them these uniforms, these caddy uniforms. And next thing you know, he gets an article in Golf Digest and his company blows up. And his name is Justin Pillmore. It's the caddy uniform. And now they are the, official like replica caddy uniform, where they get the uniforms that they wear actually for the Masters. He gets them from the same place, and he embroiders them, customizes them and everything. And, at first it was just like a Halloween costume mainly for children. And I was like, yo, Justin, you think you can get me one, in an adult size? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. He was flying home from Arkansas. That's where he lives now. He's a Doylestown guy. He was flying home. We had the Hamboys Golf Invitational, where it was like the first tournament where we were having a bunch of our buddies come out and just shoot content. And I wore it there, and that's kind of where it's kind of taken off from. And it's one of my claim to fame. It was really, really fun to see everybody's reaction at the Phillies home opener in that suit, like lots of high fives, lots of slaps on the back. Oh man, that's awesome. I love that. So it was cool. I
probably wear that suit outside of guy. You probably wear it more around Citizens Bank Park, or where else did I catch you? I saw you at a concert over the summer. This guy's walking through a tailgate at a concert, the Man Music Center, with a golf bag, clubs that are probably 150 years old, the Fish Show. And there's Maniac Malloy, floor hair, teeing up a shot through. Dude, keep it going, man. That is one of the best suits out there.
It's definitely a conversation starter. It kind of disarms people and makes it a little easier to throw a camera in their face.
So Maniac, I have to ask you a question. Like, I got to get it off my chest. I sense I feel like a cooler in a way. So, little context, Colin. Maniac Malloy started this show called The Shot and a Beer Show podcast, if you will, out of your house, out of your garage. This is like, honestly, 2020, right when I got on the Instagram. I identified this show, the content that you were spitting out from this show. I honestly thought, and the rest of the OG Samboners honestly thought, this is the best content on the Instagram. Fast forward 2 years, Pat and I, Samboner Pat, go down to Bet Parks and get on the Shot and a Beer Show. And that was the last episode, dude. Like, did we kill that show for you?
You guys killed it. Ever since then, they were the guys, the VP and president here. They said enough of this. It's over. But no, what happened was we had this amazing studio, and it's like right over this way through this wall here, and we're doing a lot of different add-ons, and they're adding space for us here, and they're actually adding rooms at Bet Parks for live dealers. So that's what happened to our studio. It got taken down, but good news. Just last week we got an update. Nice. We're bringing back a new studio. It's going to be on the 5th floor at Parks Racing, Parks East, they call it. It's on the 5th floor, right next to where Jennifer Paquette makes the race call. And so we're going to have our own little media room and studio. You guys will have to come and check it out at the racetrack, the Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Like, so
shout out to Green Day.
What's next for you, Maniac? Like, what's next? Like, the summer's here, baseball's off to somewhat of a, the Phillies are somewhat off to an okay, not great start, 4-8. But I see you out there umpiring. Are you continuing to do that with the youth sports? Dude,
yeah,
Colin, you can see this fucking guy's call.
Yeah, what's your call? Bye-bye.
So I got to be a little quiet here because people actually do work here besides me. But so strike one is usually Steve, right? That's Steve. And then it's strike 2 is Steve. And then strike 3 is Steve right 3. Or it's he ha. That's my
now. Is this mostly youth sports that you're umpiring, Pat?
These are 11 and 12s.
11 and 12. Now I have a 12-year-old son who's in competitive baseball as well. Have you had any heated arguments with another 11-year-old or 12-year-old?
You know what? I'm regretting this. Monday night, I was doing a game, Cubs and Phillies.
Oh yeah.
And there was a travel player, and he had already struck out twice in the game, so he was a little ticked off. And we do chalk to chalk, chins to shins, big strike zone for the intramural.
Good.
And this ball is on the chalk, all outside half. A pitch, you probably don't want to swing at, but it's a strike. No doubt about it. 100% a strike. I give him the Steve. He comes back into the box, this kid, 12 years old, and he points like into the other batter's box as if like, here's where that pitch was. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not standing right there. So I go, I say, time. I go, and I look at him. I go, what are you pointing at? And this kid like almost shit a brick. And he shut up. And then next pitch he strikes out on. But I go home and I sit down and I'm watching the Phillies in that 15-run game. And Nick Castellanos, he did the same thing where he pointed with the bat. Umpire immediately tossed him.
So
now,
soft.
I mean, I don't want to toss a kid.
You're soft.
That's not I don't want to throw a kid out, but first game of the season, I kind of wish I would have nipped that one in the bud and kind of, put an end to the, questioning the umpire first game of the season. Like, come on, you toss one guy that might set the tone for the season. So I'll be on
Lots of
Tyler.
jibber jabber from parents, I'm sure.
Yeah. Have you ever gone toe to toe with a pop, net or mom?
No, because you know what? You can tell I'm a little crazy. So I learned this thing a couple years ago coaching kids. It's you gotta just out crazy the crazy because the kids are usually nuts. So if you just are a little bit more off center than the kids and the parents, they're just gonna say to themselves, this guy's not worth it. I'm not even gonna go there with this guy. So I'm yelling out and I do a good job. I get a lot of pats on the back because I'm yelling out the count. All right, we got 2-1, Deion Sanders. I go, we got two Sterling. You know, I get into it. All right, we're full. All right, we're full. 3-2, Ricky Waters. You know, and people like jump into like that. So the parents appreciate it. The parents appreciate it because I'm screaming and yelling the whole game.
Ricky
But they know what the
Waters,
count
that's
is.
classic.
They know what the count is. They know what inning it is. I like to yell out the inning before the start, and I'm like, all right, let's get a batter. You know,
Where are you umping these games at? Is this all over?
I'm the umpire in chief for Lenape Valley baseball.
Oh my God, LV,
But
baby.
I have taken on a new assignment now. On Wednesday nights, I'm going to be umpiring a 35 and over men's modified softball league where, not modified windmill is where they do this. And then they have, high arc, but then modified for them is they can bring their arms back as far as they want and then throw it as fast as they want. But, they can't throw it too fast. But there's strikes and balls called in that.
Lots of balls. Okay, so question and more of a comment and just addressed to the Samboner Nation and to Mick and to you, Maniac, because we'd love to have you. Do you see what the Greenlight Pod is doing? Chris Long, Kyle Long, they have their own softball team. So
yeah,
maybe we need the Samboner softball team, Mick.
Oh, it's out there, as a matter of fact.
It's out there. They stink. They're terrible. We beat the crap out of them
I put together,
every year.
Yep, we put together uniforms for them, and there was some content out there that we were pushing. Unfortunately, the Samboner softball team, led by OG Samboner Drew, aka Italian Beef, put up a whopping 0-11 0-11 season wearing the Samboner. No wonder we got hacked. No wonder this fucking Samboner thing is going through the tubes. The softball team stinks.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been recruited. I haven't pulled any of the Wood baseball guys. I mean, we got Brian O'Grady on the team, pro baseball player. I mean, like, Mick, you got to loop me in on this type of stuff.
Yeah, that was kind of.
I can provide the horses. I can provide the horses.
That's on Drew. That's on.
So
Drew.
that league is the Doylestown Wood Bat Softball League.
I know where that's at.
I got to tell you, the road to the championship goes through the Skyline Tavern, which is my team. So yeah, I mean,
they recruited Colin. They recruited the grill guy one week.
Yeah, we brought
Kevin came out and put a uniform on
Jersey.
Guys.
Are you guys playing at the what's that? The rugby field's right there.
The Manicore, yep.
That's it. Doylestown Airport. That's my stomping rides, pal.
Yeah, I know. We crush beers and crush line drives. That's how we do it.
So Maniac, you've been a fucking consistent Samboner from this very minute it started, right? Month in, month out. You know the whole deal. Your last Sambone with your kid at Berardi Brothers, just posting up, like that is the epitome of what Samboners is all about. But what continues to drive you to just continue to get out there, support us, support the page, pop in a Sambone, whether it be cheeseburger month, cheesesteak month, like I appreciate that, but it's just help the audience understand like what drives you to become a Samboner.
Well, there's no doubt I've bought in from the jump. So I do respect the opinions, and how I ended up at Berardi's is, very simple because of you. And there really is not a lot of good spots to get a nice item like a cheesesteak around me. I don't know if you feel the same way, Colin, but cheesesteaks are just, they're not everybody can make a good cheesesteak that you really go out of your way for. So Southampton, nice little like 25, 30-minute drive for me. I figured let's go for it. And Finn, my son, he's 7. He just started eating cheesesteaks. And he said to me, Dad, I really love cheesesteaks, and I know now why you eat them all the time. So I grab him from school on Friday, and we swing by Berardi's, and you delivered. And when I stepped to the counter and I said, "Yeah, Samboner Nick sent me," and they said, "Oh, that's awesome. So many people have been coming in here and saying this ever since that video. So thanks a lot." And I was like, "Hey, just doing my due diligence. Take a look, take a bite, baby."
Yes, sir.
Take a
Yes,
listen.
Nick,
sir.
we got
Take a
Dave
look,
Wes
take a
waiting
bite,
in the
take a
wings
look.
here.
Yo, do you know him?
Of course. Of course.
Bring him on
My
in.
dad,
Yeah.
there he is.
The
There he
governor
is.
of life is in the house.
What's going on, guys?
What's
How you
up,
doing,
dude?
Dave?
How are you?
I'm doing well. Just taking a break from my day gig and jumping on here with you maniacs.
Yo,
That's
Colin,
it.
this guy right here is the man. He labels himself on his Instagram page. Everybody, if you're listening at Feeding Time TV, his phrase or his tagline is the chugger of life: eat, party, and travel. I mean, does it get any better? Does it get any more Sambonerish than Mr. Dave Wes himself?
I don't know. I love what you guys do. So,
Well, dude, we are big fans of your work as well. You obviously fit the bill, both you and Maniac. And Maniac, feel free to stay on. We hope you do. This has been a lot of fun. This journey up until now, just getting to know all these different, I don't know, misfits. I like to say. But Dave, talk to us, man. Like, what inspires you, dude? Like, is there anywhere in Philadelphia that you haven't eaten?
nah, I wish I could say I've been everywhere, but there's always new spots popping up or little places that like I've never heard of. Even with cheesesteaks, like people like you have your like poppy stores, your corner stores, or even in Jersey, like Philly, they call them poppy stores. Jersey, they call them bodegas. But there's some good sandwiches coming out of these no-name shops too. Like just stopping in if you're in the neighborhood to pick something up. But yeah, there's so many restaurants in Philadelphia. It's hard to get a hold.
To piggyback off of what Maniac Malloy was saying, and I get it, right? There is an art to a good cheesesteak.
Mm-hmm.
But are you finding that more and more places, thanks to Sarcones and Cooper Sharp cheese, but like more and more places, like a lot of these cheesesteaks are just all starting to look alike, and they're all coming together, looking, I don't know, the same. They may taste a little different. Obviously, you need that TLC, like I like to say, but I don't know. I just feel like all these new joints that keep popping up. It's like, well, that looks like this, that looks like that. I mean, you agree there?
I do, because you can like you look at Angelo's and you look at the Cooper Sharp cheese that they started using, and I feel like they were the trendsetter. Before then, like to be honest, I didn't know what Cooper Sharp was. I was a Land of Lakes guy or a Clearfield guy. Like I was always American over Whiz, but before Angelo's, I didn't mess with Cooper, and now I put it on everything.
Maniac, do you know the Land O'Lakes trick with the box? You guys ever see that?
No.
Pat Feely's dad showed me this trick once. So if you get the Land O'Lakes box of butter, if you cut that out and the girl's knees, if you fold that up, the girl's knees
Look
become
like boobs?
her breast. Yeah, I know this is a family show, Colin, but I'm just kind of feeling it.
Kid show.
It's not a kid show. This is definitely not a kid show, folks. We are not a kids network at Not for Long Media.
Yeah, same with Bet Parks is probably not a kid show.
Yeah, we have a show literally called Two Girls, One League. So,
Dave, talk to us about your latest rant. I saw somebody else doing it too. So Barstool Philly did the cheesesteak brackets, Colin. You saw that. Maniac, you saw it too.
Chase, you did
Andros takes
Oh
it
yeah,
down.
I texted Dave.
Guys, we're doing one
with
next
my
year,
dad.
We're doing one next year. Like, this is ridiculous. We're the pro, like the Samboners are the pros at it. So we're doing one next year.
Absolutely.
Good. I want to see.
How did that happen?
This reel, his
clickbait.
His reel though that he made pops
Dave,
up on
talk about it,
all
dude.
people.
It
pops up on.
I've had D'Alessandro's cheesesteaks pre and post pandemic, and both times, like I don't trash somewhere unless I've been there, and that's like a lot of things you see with people in the cheesesteak community. They'll say that they had the best cheesesteak, but then they'll say when you ask them like, "Oh, have you been to John's or Angelo's or Berardi Brothers?" Like, "Oh no, I don't know where they are." I was like, "How are you gonna say like that this is the best cheesesteak. It's like, I get it. You got D'Alessandro's when you were in college or in high school. It's where you live. It's your favorite cheesesteak because that's the only one you buy. I get it. You're loyal. And we were talking, me and Maniac were talking about, I get loyalty. But at the same time, there are so many restaurants, so many cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. If you are a true cheesesteak fan, you want to try to find the best. I want to find the best.
Absolutely. Quest for the best, baby.
Yeah.
That word, the best, is loaded. That's a loaded word because the best to most people is where they grew up going. This is all I know. This is the spot that I go to. So it's a loaded word.
No doubt about that. It's a great point. But I'll say this. We all know the best. Like there's only like 5 of them, right, that are elite. To me, 5 to you could say 10 that are truly, in my opinion, right, elite. And we all kind of know that. Now, the one you grew up with, there's something special to it because like that's what we ate before every game or for every Eagles game or whatever. And they're still good, right? That's why my rating's like the elite, and there's like the 9.1 to 9.4 range. It's like this is special to me, and then you're just everything else below it. It's just okay.
Yeah, well, we get a lot of grief for riffraff just because where are the bad reviews? Like I always say this, we're on the quest for the best, and there's probably more than 10 cheesesteaks in Philadelphia that are in the 9s, in my opinion. Like there's a lot of top 10s out there, and they just keep, like Wes was saying, they keep loading up. And these
plus, I'm eating one cheesesteak a week. How can I?
Yeah.
I can't
Ferrari
afford to.
Brothers are now on the scene. Gazzo's is now on the scene. This place in Bristol, Loretta's, I keep talking about, like they're on the scene now. Like next year, there'll be 3 or 4 more, right? Yeah. And if you're getting into that business, you fucking better be slinging something that's special.
Now, something that I love, and this goes to where where I started with the Cooper Sharp is Joe's Market in Glenside with the Cooper Sharp, Ardsley, same shit, whatever. Cooper Sharp with their chip steak, and their like chip steak is cheaper than anywhere in the world. You go in there, they got the the handwritten receipt, and you make your own cheesesteaks, and that's the way to go. And that's kind of where I really cut my teeth. And interesting fact, I just heard Joe's has been sold. Have you heard that yet, Nick?
I live a half a mile from Joe's. Here. I live a half a mile from Joe's, Pat.
Jack, can you play the breaking news sounder for us or no?
We're not that high.
Here he comes. Oh,
Dave, where are you at? You in the city? You living in the city now?
Yeah, I'm in the city. I'm over in like Spring Garden, Fairmont area.
Ooh, what's
there,
shaking over there? What's your go-to bar?
Ooh, Kellyanne's. It's like 2 blocks from me.
Yes, Kellyanne's Irish Pub, baby. That's the best. Oh, so you're not far from like Broad Street, Temple, the Met, right there.
Yeah. I'm right there. Kellyanne's, their wings. I like. It's a little bar, but I like it. That's where I go for my beers.
Those guys started the Kenwood beer, right?
Yeah.
Great dudes. I was in there a couple times before a show. They spotted me out right away and wanted to fucking just, talk about cheesesteaks and wings. But it's a great,
Mick,
great
you
spot.
Tell the boys about when you're walking along the beach this week and you got spotted by a Canadian.
A Canadian?
Wow.
Listen to this. I mean, this guy's down in the dumps, folks. Point of picture. The Samboner page gets hacked 72 hours before this. Literally the day my man is going on spring break with his kids, vacation, been grinding, wife's been grinding, kids in school, flies down to South Florida, spring break, the fucking Samboners get popped. Well, 72 hours later, Mickey's walking on the beach, crying and sulking. And guess what happened?
Yeah, some dude jumped right out of his beach chair and was like, Samboner!
Get out of here. From Canada, too.
And then he ended up being from Canada. Him and his brother, Dan, are like gigantic fanatics of the Samboner page. And no, honestly, in all honesty, it lifted up my spirits because it has been a tough 7-8 days here working with Meta, who doesn't have a fucking customer support structure to save their goddamn life. So I haven't been able to get in touch with anybody. Got a couple letters sent out to California. I got a law firm team looking into it. But no, man, it's the little things like that that's not going to stop the Samboners. It's guys like you that aren't going to stop the Samboners. the Samboner Nation is stronger than Instagram in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to get somebody, especially out of Canada, like holy shit, it meant the world to me, man. So yeah, dude, we're out there, man. There's people Sambone all over the country, baby.
But you have you built a great community of sandwich lovers. Like it's you can tell it because like you share people's videos. People are excited to do a review. Like I get excited to do a review. I get excited to see where you're going, what people are doing, and like different areas. Not only just Philadelphia, but like you have correspondence everywhere in the U.S.
Well,
which
that's
is
what I try to say that, Dave, all the time. Like some people don't even know what a Samboner is. They'll be sitting there eating a sandwich and they don't even realize they're a Samboner. Everybody's a Samboner, right? If you don't like to talk about the fucking sandwich that you're eating, then you got problems. You should be eating a salad. Speaking of which, salad boy, come here. No, I'm just kidding. But no, man, it's a fun cult community. I think it's going to continue to grow stronger. If we get the page back, great. If we don't, we reload Samboners 2.0 and Maniac.
I got a line on the Bet Parks app for getting the page back or not. It's a special, and the line is currently at -250. So it looks like you're going to probably get it back, I'd say. So let's just load up on that bet, and I'm betting money that you're going to get it back. So stay positive.
Is there a promo code for people to join the Bet Parks app while we're at it?
Yeah, it just to join the Bet Parks app? No, there is. You could type in boner and see what pops up, but probably nothing.
You get like $1,000 deposit. Type in Maniac for $250.
Well, we are going to be coming out with something soon for blackjack. You'll get I've been doing some blackjack videos that have been doing well on TikTok on the Bet Parks Instagram. So be on the lookout for that because that will be the code.
Yo, Wes, you're not letting this kid take your money, are you?
No, I only bet inside the casinos.
Yeah, man. Or bet on yourself. Dave, talk to us a little bit before we close down. What inspires you to just continue to get after it, man? I can't keep up with you, dude. You're Samboning breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast. You're at a wedding every weekend. I mean, you literally are the chugger of fucking life, man. Talk to us about it.
I listen, as you can see, I'm a big guy. I love food. And there's so many different types of food, different cuisines, different cultures. Like this is like people have hobbies. This is like my main hobby. I like going to new restaurants, trying new cuisines, meeting chefs, like dissecting the flavors that are in dishes. This is fun to me. Like afterwards, if me and my girlfriend go out to dinner, we'll try a new restaurant and then we'll talk about like what did we really like, what didn't we like, or was this a phenomenal meal where we need to make a reservation like as we're sitting at the table. It's that good. Like it's a passion of mine. And not only that, but I love sharing good reviews. Like I don't like trashing restaurants minus the D'Alessandro's. I feel like cheesesteak places are big boys. They can handle it. They're a big name. But as far as like restaurants, like I understand like a bad day, like a bad review can really affect like a pizza shop, mom and pop shop. Like it could make or break a day for them. So if I don't like it for the most part, unless it's like a horrible experience, I just don't post it. I post the good reviews, places I want to share with people. I'm not trying to put anybody down.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's hard though because that's the content that people want. Unfortunately,
I get that. I think it teach their own because everyone has their own business model. I like uplifting people, uplifting restaurants, owners, stuff like that, or at least finding like the silver lining. Like even if maybe the meal wasn't that great, maybe the cocktails were amazing, or maybe they're offering something that's not that you don't see that often. And if it's really bad, then I skip over it.
So there's a tell right there. If you see Dave doing a cocktail review at a restaurant, their food's probably shitty. Got it. That makes sense.
Nah, spot on. What's your big plans for the summer, Dave?
Well, I'm sure I'll see you in
Seattle.
I'll see you in Seattle.
Nice. Yeah, Dave's a South Jersey guy. I see him in Seattle all the time. Usually a Miller High Life in one hand and a cigar in the other.
Yeah.
Dave's doing it right. Well, Dave and I do a Sambone together.
Yeah.
We actually bumped into Jason Kelsey last week at this NFL media thing, and he just bought a place in Seattle, and he he's like, dude, we got, I'm into the Samboner thing. Let's do a review together. So maybe we'll do like a call to the OGs, call to the followers, Mick, and just do all one big, get the horn, get the conch horn going. Yeah.
News team.
That's crazy. You know what street he bought on?
I'm not going to say it on here.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you after.
Yeah, he bought the apartment right above me, Dave.
Yeah. Mick's let him stay in his guest room.
There you go.
But now, fellas, this has been an awesome day. I really appreciate you guys coming on. I'm going to fucking keep on Samboner, and hope you two continue to keep on Samboner. And Maniac Malloy, I'm sure I'll see you. You're probably in my backyard right now somewhere. But
Maniac, as you leave, can you give us a strikeout call?
I got to keep it. People are working around here.
Thank you guys so much, man. You can drop. Love you. Hope to see you around soon.
Awesome. See you guys.
Samboner out.
That's when you're a loyal listener. Maniac. I love it. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Good stuff, Mick, as always, pal. How fun is that?
They're the best, man. Some of the best right there. Call to the bullpen, baby.
And we have the ump to finish it off.
No, that was good. I think that moving forward, we'll continue to bring some of the Sambo Nation on, 2 or 3 at a pop, because those guys deserve more than 5-10 minutes. We're living, we're learning. This has been an unbelievable experience. Like I said, Samboner show, Samboners continues on. We march forward. Everybody have some high hopes for us. Like I said,
high hopes.
We got high hopes. There's the song right there. Kick off this episode with high hopes. But
I will. We used to sing that at Temple when Ed Foley, my tight end coach and special teams coach, Panthers, Baylor. Now he's at Nebraska. He would get up and once there was and we would sing it, and it was like legendary at Temple.
I sing it to my kids when they go to bed, man.
Yeah,
it's the best. So Phillies aren't off to a good start, but it's early. We're only 12 games in on 162. What's your real quick before you adjourn, real quick? What's your take on the shot clock, Colin? You like that?
I think it needs to be a tick longer. Just a tick longer, maybe another 5 seconds. I like it. I think it's cool. I think that's good parameters. I think to be so stern around it.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, like a 6:40 start, a shot clock. It's like these guys are in the stadium, and before you know it, they're out of the stadium. It's like I feel like it's a little too fast.
Yeah, it's a little too fast. I do like the earlier starts. I think parents get off work at 5. You scoop the kids up. You get down to the game. You get in there. It's a great question, Mick. I just think they're too hard and fast on it. And I think when you get to the 9th inning in these big moments, you want the 9th inning to be longer. I would extend it in the 9th. I know there's different rules and it's confusing, and I know it's not same for each pitcher, and I get all that, but these are the moments that people want. Baseball lovers love baseball. Cater to them too, and the future. So listen, it adds another minute or 2. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think it's a great start. They'll probably do it this year and they'll edit it next year.
Yeah.
So it happens every year in sports that people don't even know. Like, and we'll digress here, but in the NFL, like the refs come in. We have refs that come to every training camp, and that's how they get warmed up for the season too. They'll spend 4 days with us, and you build a relationship with them. They'll tell you what, and they're like, listen, our off-season meetings with the owners or with the NFL front office is we need to do a better job at calling this, hands to the face, pass interference, whatever. So guys, we're going to be watching it. That's why, like, I don't feel bad for players sometimes or calls like calling Super Bowl. Like as a DB, God bless those guys, that if you're going to grab a guy, tug him, pull him, it's getting called, especially if the ball comes over your head. Now, if the ball's not thrown that way and you tug him, there's no flag. And I know that's annoying to fans. Why is there different rules? But unless it's egregious. So, yeah, I digress. But every year they change it. Say, hey, listen, we're going to soften up on hits to the quarterback here. We're going to call more of this. So I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I wish they could have some sort of like contingency, like, midway through the season, like an evaluation period, right? Because as we get closer to the playoffs, like there's going to be some situations that
American sports, my one beef with it. And again, this is all I used to know. But now that I've gone in the Premier League, they're just so more open-minded. They're such more open-minded on everything, social issues, ref, everything is like open, almost like the XFL. Like when you watch the XFL, they're up on the mud. You could see the ref talking to the replay guy and the conversation. Now, the NFL is not going to do that because it gives too much access to inside, but that's awesome. You're like hearing literally the ref on the field talking about, well, does he have 2 feet down here? Yeah, he does. Okay. Does he bobble it? No. What do you think, replay official?
That speeds it up. Well, you saw in the MLB, these guys don't even have to look at the camera. They just trust whoever they're talking to up in the main.
Yeah, booth. And I think that's cool. If you could hear that conversation, though, how cool would that be? Like, give people more access. That's what that's why you have this podcast. Give people more access. Like, we're chopping it up bullshit, and like people love the Samboners. Well, here's another layer of Mick. Here's another layer of the OGs. That's why we have the bullpen.
Oh, dude, one of the best experiences I've ever had was at Bethpage Black, the U.S. Open in 2009. Sirius XM Radio was sponsoring the event. They gave every patron a plug. So you're watching like Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth, but you're listening to the entire event. I mean, how fucking interactive is that? It was a really cool experience. And dude, that was 13 years ago. You're spot on. I'm surprised you don't see more like unique opportunities like that. But.
And I get there. Oh, everyone says, oh, the biggest discussion amongst the players is like, should we be mic'd up more and like hear it live? Like you pay like $100 a game pay-per-view for, an unedited version of Kirk Cousins or Jalen Hurts. And it's great and all, which that's a little aggressive, but I think from the refs perspective, who are the professionals, they should be wired up. We should hear those conversations.
I agree.
But for players and coaches, a little much. It needs to be edited.
That's why, back in the day, like the Veteran Stadium, like if you were in the 300 level, you were the only ones that could see the replays. Remember all the TVs that they hung underneath the 300 level? Like you'd have to run back sometimes real quick. Like I want to see the replay because they didn't show it on the big Fanavision. Anyway, we're getting off a tangent. I could talk all day.
Do you miss the vet?
I absolutely, dude. 100% miss the vet. I mean, I don't, miss the day I spent, hanging out in their prison cell for 4 innings, but that's another story for another day.
Oh, tell it, Mick.
I can't tell it, man.
Man alive.
I was an asshole. I deserved it, but I did. So I will tell the quick story.
Free Mick. It's like the Samboner page. You're
yeah, I was an asshole. I was 18 years old. It was an opening day actually, and I threw a beer can. I'll just be admitted. I threw a beer can off the 700 level. It got caught red-handed. They grabbed me. Oh shit, man! I'm gonna kill myself for telling this story. But they grabbed me. I don't know if they cuffed me. They threw me behind my hands and they took me to the infamous Veteran Stadium prison cell. And they threw me right in there. They had me take down my pants, take off my belt, my shirt. So I'm in there with my boxers. I definitely was selling out my tighty whities that day, but that's either here nor there. I'm in the prison cell, and a good hour goes by. I'm in this prison cell, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, hello, are you gonna write me up? Are you gonna send me sailing? What's the story here? I'm not getting any feedback from anybody. So I start knocking on the door. I start pounding on the door, and as I pound on the door opens, and I pound on the door, and it opens, and I look down, and my pants, my belt, one of those, dude, remember those old school belts? There was those interweavy brown belts. I don't know. I wore it at Wood. It was the cheesiest belt ever. And my clothes are sitting there, and I'm yelling, anybody out there? Anybody out there? Nobody. And I see another door exit right outside the stadium. So I'm like, holy shit, man. Quickly grabbed my clothes, got out of the prison, went out this exit door, and before you know it, I'm in the concourse. But I'm outside the stadium. So I'm not in the stadium, and this guy comes walking by. Ticket, who needs tickets? Like the 5th inning. I'm like, how much? I bought a ticket for $4, and I went back into the stadium and sat somewhere else for the rest of the game. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I broke out of the vet prison. One of my, I don't know, many claim to fames, if you will. But yeah, those are the days, man. The Veteran Stadium, you could get away with a lot, man. You go into the bathroom and the stalls were filled. You took a piss in the sink. I mean,
different world.
I don't know where this went. I thought we were going to cut this show off 15 minutes ago, but here we are talking about my story from the vet. Jesus Christ.
Well, the lovely thing about a podcast is we can always edit it out. Good stuff as always, Samboners. Stay tuned. If you're listening again for the first time, go back and take a look at some of our past episodes. We've had, we've had people on. Angelos. Why am I drawing a blank here? What's his first name? Holy cow.
Danny.
What? Danny, thank you. Danny from Angelos. We've had a Delco episode. We have a South Philly episode coming up at the end of the month. Sea Isle's coming. So, we're keeping it loose. We're keeping it light. We're having fun. Keep supporting the guys. And then check out the Samboner show, the new Instagram page for the Samboners for the time being until we get the Samboners back. So I'm out. Samboner out. That's Mickey.
Samboner out. Keep on Samboning, everybody.